your Friday is getting off to a good start. Well, they are the kind of photographs that make you wonder, how is anyone able to capture such a perfect moment? David Yarrow knows how it's done. He's a world-renowned wildlife photographer, and some of his greatest work is out now for all of us to see. Thanks for coming in.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
Okay, your new book, released just last week, called Wild Encounters.
Yes.
It includes a foreword by Britain's Prince William. What's the idea there?
Well, he's a very passionate man. He cares about conservation. He cares about the protection of the rhinoceros, the elephant, the lion, that are all under enormous danger for different reasons in Africa. And we wanted to do a joint kind of collaborative effort whereby the royalties from this book all went back into Africa. And so far the response has been magnificent. And it's nice to be able to give back to a place I take so much out of, in a way.
Huh. Well, and you talk about the response. It's easy to understand the response when you look at some of the pictures inside. Okay, let's take a look at this one of a black panther. Okay.
Yeah, it's what a gorgeous cat. And I work in black and white normally. And I think you can see from that picture the reason why we do work in black and white. Henri Matisse said that it took him 40 years to work out that black was his favorite color. And what a stunning animal that is.
And this picture was taken where?
On the South African-Zimbabwe border. They're very, very rare animals. And where I was lucky to be close, which is my approach, is always to be very close to the animal. And secondly, working against the light so that the black and the white contrast in the way you can see in that image.
Okay, now we're going to head to Alaska. For just an image of a bear that's remarkable.
Well, Alaska is your last true wilderness, and I love photographing up there. And in the summer, there are an awful lot of bears. I want to be as close as possible to the bears, but I'm not actually there. I'm employing predictive analysis, so I'll watch the bear every day. And animals have repeat behavior. They're quite lazy. They do the same kind of thing every day. So we place the camera on the ground, and I'm 50 yards away with a remote control. And luckily, finally, she came towards the camera. I walked downstream as she'd done the previous 2 days. And the lens is very close. Just like if you're photographing a beautiful woman, you'd photograph her very close. And it should be the same with a brown bear. So you get so much detail in the face.
Okay, and now we're heading to the Serengeti for this lion that is just breathtaking.
Well, that to me, it's a very elemental, raw picture. It could have been taken last year. It could have been taken 1,000 years ago. It could have been taken 1,000,000 years ago. Everything in that image is very raw and elemental. The Serengeti is very volcanic, and it's a lead characteristic of the area. So I wanted to have a lion and a rock. And that's what you've got there. So rock star is a fairly obvious description of it.
How long does it take you to compile all of the images in the book?
It's taken about 3 years. I cheated a little bit because I had a couple of pictures that I'd taken earlier in my career that I thought needed to be in the book, and the publishers were very accommodating from that perspective, but about 3 years.
And in the moments we have remaining, what's the most important lesson you think that you have learned when it comes to going to hostile environments and bringing back greatness?
That's a long answer, and I'm going to answer quickly. I think to be relentless, to never give up. By getting it wrong, learn to get it right, to be brave, to employ time into logistics, to work with good fixers, and sometimes to put the camera down and immerse yourself in the beauty of Africa.
Wow, yes, so well said.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much for coming in.
Honored to be here.
Okay, you've got a great opportunity to meet David and get a copy of his new Wild Encounters book, a reception tomorrow night. It's from 5 to 8 at the Samuel Lynn Galleries in the Dallas Design District. Going to be a wonderful event. You can find a link on our website with information, fox4news.com. And on top of everything else, the book also certainly qualifies as fine art.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, David.